Hello everyone, I welcome you all in the lecture of IC engine fuel and lubricants. Today we will talk about CI engine combustion chamber design and abnormal combustion. These are the contents for today's lecture: CI engine combustion chamber design, comparison of NOC in SI and CI engine, abnormal combustion and its control. So, we have discussed in last few lectures that what is the combustion chamber and how it is designed for SI engine. There are some targets to design the combustion chamber. You all know that what is combustion chamber? Combustion chamber is a space where fuel and air are ignited. If they are ignited with the help of spark plug, they are SI engine combustion chamber. If they are ignited by auto ignition principle, that is then that is known as CI engine combustion chamber. We know that SI engine in SI engine combustion chamber there is charge which is already premixed charge, which is already available, and that premixed charge prepared charge is ignited within the combustion chamber with the help of some spark at very high voltage. So, in case of SI engine, that a spark is created to the already premixed air fuel mixture, but in case of CI engine the mixture is prepared within the combustion chamber prepared. There are two things happening in the CI engine combustion chamber. First is mixture preparation and then its ignition. So, it is very important to design CI engine combustion chamber, because we have limited time depending upon the speed of the engine, either that engine is a high speed or low speed engine. So, according to that there is limited time to burn the charge successfully to fulfill or to achieve the targets of the engine. Target means its brake thermal efficiency, or you can say the performance of that engine. So, performance means its brake thermal efficiency or its power output, brake power output, and also there should be very least emission exhaust. So, these should be very high and emission should be as low as possible. So, the purpose of designing the combustion chamber in CI engine to achieve these targets, and it is very challenging to design CI engine combustion chamber. And why it is challenging we have discussed, because you have to design for two things: preparation of the mixture and ignition in a given infinitesimal interval of time. So, we have also discussed in last lecture that CI engine combustion chamber is classified as two type: open chamber or non turbulent chamber. It is called induction swirl. Swirl is nothing but organized air movement is called swirl, because in CI engine there is only air which is sucked during the suction stroke. So, that suction process should be such that the air which enters into the combustion chamber with some organized air movement, so that it is provided fluid dynamically. It is designed by designing proper intake manifold and inlet valve, and also the combustion chambers. You can get the required organized movement of the air, so that when the fuel after compression, because in compression ignition engine the fuel is injected after the compression is over. Practically it is some degree degree before, and ideally at the compression, when compression is end. So, fuel is injected, and if the fuel is injected, what is happening during combustion? The fuel gets atomized, then after the atomized means disintegration of that fuel in very small size droplets, vapors, and these vapors absorb heat called latent heat from the surrounding compressed air, which is at very high temperature, and get vaporized. By absorbing that heat, get vaporized, and after vaporization, that air which is coming during the induction stroke, suction stroke, is get mixed with the air, and that condition, if that combustible, when the charge reach the combustible range, that air fuel mixture get auto ignited, that is heterogeneous type. So, it is very important to design the induction system. So, the induction swirl and open combustion chamber type, it is open combustion chamber type. So, induction swirl can be, it is provided with the help of induction system. So, induction swirl can be obtained by two methods: designing air intake passages, number 2 by masking or shrouding a portion of the circumference of the inlet valve, means proper designing of that area. So, the induction swirl is usually augmented by secondary air movement called squish. It provides, squish is also a secondary movement of air. So, squish and swirl, both are, these are organized movements of the air. So, with the help of induction swirl, we are able to provide the squish. Swirl formed by intake passages is very weak, and volumetric efficiency is restricted much masking of the inlet valve. So, here the volume problem is, when open combustion chamber, the volumetric efficiency is somewhat less because of the design of that inlet valve, masking, by the masking of the inlet valve, the volumetric efficiency, the air sucked during suction stroke is somewhat less as compared to the piston movement. With induction swirl, we use multiple orifice injector, because that injector may be single nozzle type or multiple nozzle type. So, in that case, because the that is volumetric efficiency is less, that is why we use multiple orifice type of injector, means 4 to 8 holes, and size of holes becomes small, because we are using number of holes, that is why we keep size lesser. So, high injection pressure we need, in this case high pressure achieved to help avoiding dribbling cause of carbon deposit, and very high velocity through orifice passages, which helps in removing carbon deposit. So, dribbling is nothing when fuel is injected from the nozzle. So, this part where fuel is injected, when it is stops, it should be stopped. If it is not suddenly stopped, that process called dribbling, and it is not required. If it will be there, then carbon deposit formation will be there. So, induction swirl, these are the induction swirl and open combustion chamber. We have discussed these designs in last lecture. So, these are the advantages and disadvantages. High excess air allows lower average combustion temperature, and this coupled with low turbulence and low heat loss permits high indicated thermal efficiency. With the help of this induction swirl, the efficiency of the engine is very high, and the swirl induced is very weak. We have discussed these advantages and disadvantages in detail in last few lectures. So, these are the some advantages and disadvantages, and also the efficiency is not maintained by for variable speed engine, means it is not too much suitable for variable speed engine. It is suitable large low speed engines, it is suitable for large low speed engines. Now, the second comparison criteria, because you can see from here that CI engine combustion chamber is divided or typed as open chamber type or non turbulent type called induction swirl, and second type is divided chamber type. And this divided chamber type is also of three further divided into three parts. Compression swirl means the organized movement is given by the compression, because first air is sucked through the induction system. So, you can proper design the induction system inlet valve, that is come into the category of induction swirl and first type. And second part, after induction what happens? We compress that air. So, during compression, that compression is taking place between the piston head and piston end of the piston, between the head and between the piston. So, we design these two parts properly and the side valves also. So, that part, if you design properly these two parts, we are able to provide the swirl, organized air movement. So, you can easily mix and atomize and burn the fuel. So, that part is called compression swirl. And another two types, because after combustion what happens? We combust that air fuel mixture. So, combustion also creates the exhaust, and that exhaust created can also help to mix air fuel ratio instantaneously. So, that part is compression swirl. So, here a swirl chamber is divided chamber, here the swirl chamber is a divided chamber, we will see in the later slide. And due to strong swirl, a single orifice injector Pintle type with low injection pressure is required. So, in case of induction swirl, we were using multiple hole type orifice. Here we will use single hole type orifice injector, that is also called Pintle type. And here large valves, higher volumetric efficiency as compared to the induction swirl, and because of the higher volumetric efficiency, here we are able to have more air. So, there will be greater air utilization due to strong swirl, Swirl, we know that what is, how you will define swirl? Swirl is related with the speed. So, higher the speed of the engine, higher will be the swirl. So, here it is more suitable as compared to induction swirl chamber for variable speed operation. It gives you the smooth engine operation, and also it gives you the better thermal efficiency, 5 to 8% more, and because in CI engine the more trouble is cold starting. So, the cold starting trouble is due to high heat loss to the strong swirl. So, here the cold starting trouble is higher because of the more heat loss due to strong swirl, higher the swirl. So, the combustion products will touch to the boundaries of the cylinder. So, heat loss will be higher, and cylinder is more expensive. So, these are the some pictures for combustion, induction, swirl and divided chambers. So, third type of is combustion, when the induction is provided, when the swirl is provided with the help of some combustion process, that it is known as combustion induced swirl, and it is also divided type. So, it is of two types, pre-combustion chamber and air cell chamber. So, pre-combustion chamber, you can see from this diagram here, this is the pre-chamber and this is the main chamber, and this is the piston of like this, is this of this shape. So, this is pre-combustion chamber and here the main combustion chamber. So, pre-combustion chamber is connected to the main chamber through a number of very small holes. These holes are known as orifices. So, pre-combustion chamber and main combustion chamber, they are connected, and about 80% of energy is released in main combustion chamber. So, here 80% of energy is released and primary energy is released here in pre-combustion. So, pre-combustion chamber is designed for more turbulency rather than organized air movement or swirl. So, it is used for providing more turbulence. It uses single hole Pintle type of nozzle, just like the previous one. Peak pressure in main chamber is low because we combust fuel first here then here. So, the peak pressure is low. Low ignition quality fuels are required. It has multi fuel capability without any modification in injection system. High heat loss due to high velocity, smaller size of the valve due to central location of the pre-chamber. So, this was all about the combustion induced swirl of first type, and the second type is air cell chamber. So, air cell chamber is second type, you can see from this diagram. No organized air swirl in air swirl chamber, it is also combustion induced swirl, and here no organized air swirl. The air cell contains about 10 to 15% of the clearance volume. Here also a Pintle type of nozzle is placed in the main combustion chamber space, which injects fuel across this space towards the open neck of air cell. This design is not suitable for variable speed operation, as it bears no relationship to the speed of the engine. That is why it is not used for variable speed. For variable speed we use the previous one, means this pre-combustion chamber design. And the last is smooth engine operation. You can see through the diagram, this is the diagram for the air cell chamber, and it is also have some very less organized air swirl. Now, the next topic is comparison of knock in SI and CI engine. You know that what is knock in case of combustion is maybe normal or abnormal. Smooth combustion called normal combustion, and abnormal combustion is not desirable because it gives very very bad sound of the engine, and also very it gives vibration, and because of these the life of the engine is deteriorated. That is why it is not desirable. We know that what is the comparison, because knock is possible in SI and CI engine both. So, SI engine means when they let in we talk about SI engine combustion, means let it is spark plug and here flame front form, and if this flame front propagates smoothly from this end to this end, this called end point. So, end charge, this charge called end charge. If charge is burned uniformly from this end to this end, this will be normal combustion. But if it is not possible, means if the end charge burned before the actual spark, then it is known as pre-ignition. On what happened, there is a pressure rise in this direction, pressure pulses in this direction, as well as because of the burning of the charge of this end gas, the pressure pulses will be here, they will touch each other. That is why there will be very high rate of pressure rise. So, in SI engine, if the end charge burned before the actual burning or organized burning from the spark plug, it is known as knocking in SI engine. And in SI engine that abnormal combustion is known as detonation. So, detonation is not desirable because it reduces the thermal efficiency, power output, and also it reduces the life of the engine. And if we talk about the CI engine, so what is CI engine? Compression ignition engine. Here how the abnormal combustion we always say it is knocking. So, knocking is always in CI engine because there is heterogeneous burning of the charge during the ignition delay period. In the delay period, charge collected and that burned suddenly, because there is no spark plug type of thing in CI engine. So, what happen when the charge, if this delay period is very large, if the delay period is very large, what happen? The more charge will be collected and it burns suddenly. So, it give you very high rate of pressure rise. So, knocking is nothing but rate of pressure rise. If this rate of pressure rise is not optimum, then it is called knocking. So, in CI engine there is knocking, but there should not be undesirable knocking. Rate of pressure, because here in CI engine fuels burn during the delay period and there is no spark plug here. So, there will be knocking, but if this delay period is very high, the combustion will take place of very high rate, then it is known as knocking in DCI engine. So, these are the factors tending to reduce knocking in SI and CI engine. We have discussed all these parameters earlier in unit second in the combustion of unit second. So, you can see from SI engine you can easily compare the knocking in SI and CI engine. Here in SI engine, if this shows the ignition and these are the pressure pulses which are just after the TDC. So, in knocking, in detonation it is of this like this in SI engine, but in CI engine what happen, the pressure pulses are after peak pressure and before peak pressure also. So, this is not desirable, this will be always there, you cannot minimize it, because you in CI engine fuel is combusted auto ignition with the principle of auto ignition. So, auto ignition means when the combustion condition range is achieved by any corner in the combustion chamber, there will be combustion. But that pressure rate of pressure rise should not be very irregular, which is generally observed in the case of CI engine. So, and these are the superimposed pictures of the combustion process in SI engine. So, the factors tending to reduce the SI and CI engines, these are the factors we have discussed. So, if we talk about the self ignition temperature of fuel, if the self ignition temperature of the fuel is desirable for high in SI engine and for CI engine it should be low. What is self ignition temperature? When the fuel burn at that temperature where the fuel start to burn. So, self ignition is desirable. If we talk about CI engine, it should be low, and because if it is low, there will be less charge which is accumulated during the delay period. Second is time lag or delay period. So, time lag should be long in SI engine and for CI engine it should be short. Compression ratio for SI engine, it should cap the SI engine, although the efficiency of SI engine depends upon the compression ratio. Higher the compression ratio, higher will be the efficiency, but it is limited. That limitation called knock limited efficiency. So, knock limitation is limited with the help of compression ratio. So, we kept compression in SI engine, we kept the compression ratio low, and for CI engine we always keep the compression ratio high for reducing the knocking tendency. Similarly, the inlet temperature should be low for SI engine and CI engine should be high. Inlet pressure should be low and high for CI engine. Combustion chamber wall temperature should be low for SI and for CI engine it should be high. And speed RPM of the SI engine is always taken high and for CI engine it is always taken low for providing the more turbulence or optimized turbulence. We always keep SI engine as speed high, and cylinder size for SI engine is small and CI engine is large because of we are using high compression ratio. So, that is why we cannot use a SI engine fuel into the CI engine fuel, because a good SI engine fuel will be a bad CI engine fuel. So, we cannot use petrol in CI engine or diesel into SI engine, because both the fuels are having different properties. So, these are the comparisons we have discussed. In SI engine the detonation occurs near the end of combustion, whereas in CI engine detonation occurs near the beginning of the combustion. The detonation in the SI engine causes very high rate of pressure rise and very maximum pressure. In CI engine rate of pressure rise is normal due to imperfect mixing of fuel and air. No pre-ignition in CI engine is observed. In SI engine, as the fuel is injected at the end of the compression stroke, The maximum rate of pressure rise known as shock wave in case of diesel knock is 10 bar per degree Kelvin per degree crank angle. These are the also the abnormal combustion control techniques. So, control of detonation means lower the efficiency. If you control you are not able to control, the efficiency will be lower. So, increasing engine RPM or turbulence control the detonation. It is we are talking about the SI engine. Second is retarding spark or relocating spark plugs or use of more spark plugs, more than one. Reducing pressure in inlet manifold by throttle in supercharging engines, reducing supercharging pressure, reduce detonation. So, these are the techniques 7-8 techniques to reduce the detonation. Making too lean or too rich mixture. If you are able to produce lean or rich mixtures, then the maximum peak temperature of the combustion chamber will not be achieved, and that is why the end charge will be safe and it will burn smoothly. So, another technique, water injections technique is also used, as it increases the delay period as well as reduces the flame temperature. Use of lower compression ratio, we use lower compression ratio for reducing the detonation. Suitable combustion chamber design to reduce flame length and temperature of end gas, because the temperature of end gas is a very important parameter in case of SI engine to control that detonation. The end gas is this is known as the end gas. So, suitable combustion chamber design to reduce flame length and temperature of end gas. Use of high octane fuel. Octane number is a parameter which is characterized for the fuel. Higher the value of octane number, higher is the quality of the SI engine fuel. So, higher octane fuel we all use, either you can also use additives in petrol to improve that detonation characteristics. So, these are the normal combustion knock or detonation also called spark knock. Abnormal combustion knock is caused by a surface. So, abnormal combustion or normal combustion, there are two types of combustion. So, normal combustion knock, that knock may be by the normal combustion also, or detonation is called spark knock. If the knock is because of the detonation, it is called spark knock. Second point is abnormal combustion knock is caused by surface ignition or other than spark, like exhaust valve head, spark electrode or any hot carbon particle deposited on combustion chamber surface or floating in the charge. So, abnormal combustion knock is caused by surface ignition. So, what is surface ignition? So, surface ignition, this is your combustion chamber, and there are some combustion is occurring here. So, there will be some carbon particles also, and these carbon particles, there are some exhaust valve also, and because exhaust gases are having very high temperature, exhaust temperature. So, when it passes over the exhaust valve, the temperature of exhaust valve is very high and it is acting as a local spark plug, or it is known as hot spot. So, that if you are not able to start the spark is not here, but the combustion start with the help of hot area, the high is hot area. So, exhaust valve, or if there are some carbon particles, the carbon particles are very poor conductors of heat. So, when heat is absorbed by these and the carbon particle may be deposited on the boundary of the valves, cylinder valves, as well as they are suspended into the chamber. So, these are the points. So, that the surface ignition may occur before pre-ignition or after normal ignition also. These are the surface ignition effects: run on, run away, wild ping and rumble. These are also These are the name of the pre-ignitions and also called surface ignition effects. So, today we have discussed all these control of detonation or knocking in the SI and CI engine. So, this was all about for this lecture. Thank you.